Welcome to this Sentinel webcast. I'm editor Bill Wilson. Today we're talking with Bob Bridge about his experiences in World War II. He served with the legendary 82nd Airborne Division, more specifically with the 325th Glider Infantry Regiment.
For all the airborne units in World War II, 1/3 of that division was glider. You had glider engineers, glider artillery, glider everything. And but it was never, there was never that much publicized about it, because they didn't particularly want to give figures to the enemy, you know.
Well, let's start with a little biographical information, Bob. When and where were you born?
I was born to cross the river from Indiana Beach, on the Tippecanoe River, Norway. And
Your parents' names and jobs?
my dad was a farmer, an auctioneer, and dairy farmer. And it was Harry and Gavis Bridge.
Gavis with a G.
G-A-V-I-S. She used to get mail, Mr. Gavis Bridge. That upset her.
Where did you graduate from high school?
Well, then we moved to Royal Center after Grandpa lost the farm in the Depression. And then I went to school 3 years at Lucerne, and then we moved over to Royal Center, and then I went to rest of my school years, graduated from Royal Center in 1943.
And joined the Army right away?
Well, I graduated, and then April was graduation day, but then I was colorblind, so the Navy wouldn't take me, and the Air Corps wouldn't take me, so then I signed up after I was 18 and volunteered first draft call.
And how big were you then? How tall were you?
Oh, I was about 5'10" or 11, long and that, and weighed 170 pounds. I haven't varied a lot in life.
Pretty thin, fit farm kid then.
Yeah.
When you came into it.
Yeah. Greener than grass.
Did you have one of those group physicals where they kind of looked at you and said, get over there?
One doctor looked in your mouth and the other looked up your butt, and if they didn't see each other, you were in.
They didn't have you jump off the table even,
No.
huh?
No. Well, then after basic training, I volunteered for paratrooper school. Well, then I got down there to take that physical. I had dropped out of an apple tree at about 14 or 15, and I didn't land straight on a horse's back. And so consequently, I had the cords broke down on one side. And that old doctor see that. He says, sorry, boy, I can't use you. And I said, it don't bother me. Well, he says, I know it don't bother you, but when that parachute snaps open and your balls are hanging to your knees, I don't want you back here belly aching to me. Get out of here.
He wasn't negotiating, was he? So they shave your head and the whole bit?
No, not there. We got a pretty close haircut after I got to Camp Wheeler in Georgia.
Was that basic then?
That basic there, yeah. 13 weeks basic.
13? I don't think it's that long anymore, is it?
I don't know. I haven't talked to the guys enough to.
And you met Carol at that point?
Oh no, Carol's not my second wife.
Okay.
The kid's mother and I got married after the war.
Okay, had you met her then at that point?
No. I didn't meet her until after I got out of service.
What do you remember about your drill sergeants?
They were a pretty mouthy bunch, you know. I didn't have too many problems with the drill. It wasn't that mean-spirited drill sergeant back then. Their job was to get you out of there in one piece, and so that you didn't run off or go AWOL. Why they didn't give you a lot of back talk. As long as you could do the job they wanted. Well, see, when I went in, this is 43 now. The middle guys had all been drafted. You was either under 20 or over 30. There was nobody in between. Well, them guys over 30 took a beating in basic training because the rest of them were young, you know, and just full of pip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of running?
Fair amount, but more
Physical
fast
work.
walking, which is worse than running. What we used to call rat race. You couldn't run, you had to walk fast. Oh, I used to hate that.
Those Georgia hills, you're going up and down all the time?
Wasn't too bad. There's some hills, but the worst one was you got on the ground and got that red clay in your clothes. It bleached your clothes. Them old green fatigues turned white as soon as you get that.
What time of year was it?
I started on the 2nd day of December and it snowed there. But that was the only tow we sell. But then,
At least it wasn't that hot summer down there.
oh no, in the summertime it gets pretty beastly out there.
What was the food like when you were in basic training?
I never minded. I could eat anything that didn't eat me first anyway, and being enough of it was my big problem.
Did you get KP duty?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then the cook found out I could do a little cooking, and he'd send me if I pulled KP, he'd send me over to officers' mess to go cook breakfast for them guys because I could fry eggs and bacon, not burn it.
Good duty then, huh?
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
Better than doing the pots and pans.
It was better than milking cows, hell. Had an old cook by the name of Rasmussen. He was the head cook. And the main thing he watched you, if you threw that knife in the water, those were his knives. If you threw that knife in the dishwater, you got chewed out good. You don't do that. You take the edge off of the blades. And he was tough on that.
Had you been away from home before for any amount of
No,
time?
not very much. Farm kid, hell, you didn't have money to be away from home or time.
Did you get homesick? Was that
I didn't get too bad, no. As a matter of fact, it was better. Hell, I didn't have to get up till 6 o'clock. I didn't have to go milk cows.
We're going to take a quick pause here.